Question number 3, it says develop a multiple linear regression model to predict the quarterly sales using annual income and site visits as independent variables. So those are my two X, right? Independent variables are X. And depending on the X, we're going to go ahead and calculate quarterly sales, which would be my Y, my depending variable. The quarterly sales depend on the annual income and the site visits. So first of all, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go back to the data tab, and then we're going to go and get the information that we need and have it here so for better references. So quarterly sales, so that's going to be the first one that we want to go back to. It says here quarterly sales, so I'm going to do Command Shift down. I'm going to do Command C because I'm in a Mac, and otherwise it's Control C. And so I'll go back here and then let's do a little bit farther. So Command V, and so that gives the quarterly sales. Quarterly sales, then annual income and site visits, data, annual income, Command Shift down, Command C. Command V. And we're missing site visits. So here, Command Shift down, Command C. Question 3. Command V. Okay. So now we have to do the regression equation, right? I don't know why this went over. Okay. Well, it looks better. So to do the regression equation, we need to run the regression model, right? So we're gonna go in, let me see if I remember this correctly. We're gonna go in and then we're gonna select this whole thing. And then we're gonna go to data, data analysis, regression, we're gonna hit OK. Then she wants us to run the regression in cell C28. So cell is C28. Another condition that I will really look at, it's the significance level. Here with the confidence level 95%, this 95 and this 5% confidence levels have to be equal to 100. This one is fine. This is the default. If she would have put significance level 1%, it'll be 99% of confidence level. Output range C28. I'm gonna hit OK. Oh, okay, sorry. Labels. Yes. Okay, let me see what happened. Include the labels. Oh, I'm sorry. Then here. Hold on. So for the Y range, who is the Y range? The Y range, it's gonna be the quarterly sales, right? The one that we spoke about. Command C down. Now, who's my X range? I said the independent variables are going to be the annual income and site visits. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to hit annual income and site visits and scroll all the way down. I can also have done Command Shift down, but okay. Hit OK. Then same thing. We're going to include the labels and confidence levels 95%. We're going to put it in cell 28. Regression output range, override existing data, yeah, because I already had done the video, but I didn't record myself, so I have to do it again. And I think I left some information in there. So let's override it. Okay. Okay. So now this should be it, right? Now to do the regression equation. Now the regression equation, who's my Y? My quarterly sales is going to be equal to. What is my quarterly sales going to be equal to? Hold on. So we're going to go back to the intercept and we're going to see the intercept. Okay, my coefficient of intercept. Let me go ahead and do these, take away a little bit and leave it with 3. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to leave it with 3. Okay. So my intercept coefficient of the intercept is 1458, and I can also adjust it here. Like if I can click here and click here, I can adjust it there, so it's easier for me to reference to the coefficients that I have down here. So the quarterly sales is going to be equal to 1458.526, right? Then plus what? My annual income, right? My independent variables. Plus annual income, right? Times, let's put a bit X. No. Let's put times, what is my coefficient of annual income? 0.133, so 0.133, right? Plus who? What do we have left? Site visits. Site visits. Okay. Site visits times what? Times 146.298. And we're going to hit enter. You can hit enter. You can just hit here. Same thing. So that's what she wants us to do. She wants us to hard do the entire formula. What is the value of the intercept and the regression? We just talked about it. That's right there given to us. The intercept, coefficient of intercept. We're always referencing, so it's easier for her. What is the estimated regression coefficient for annual income? So we're going to reference estimated regression annual income coefficient equal to that. What is the estimated regression coefficient for site visits? So same thing, it's given to us. Site visits coefficient. Enter. What is the correlation between annual income and quarterly sales? So here we have to use a formula. So what they're asking us is how closely related these values are, right? So we're going to use Corel for correlation. Now, array 1, who is going to be annual income, right? Or quarterly sales. It really doesn't matter. So we're going to use Corel. Let's use quarterly sales first. Let's do quarterly sales. I'm going to start on the first value, just so that we don't mess up with the labels. And then who's going to be array 2. You see here, array 2. We can also click in here and we cannot, we don't lose it. So for array 2 is going to be the annual income. Oh, sorry. We're going to first start on the first value, and then we're just going to look for the correlation between those two, which would be 0.630, right? What is the correlation between annual income and quarterly sales? And now they want us to know this between site visits and quarterly sales. We're going to hit OK. We're going to do Corel, same thing. Then for array 1, they want site visits. Let's do this one in order. So we're going to do site visits, right? I will start here, Command Shift down, comma. So site visits and who else? And quarterly sales, comma. Now we're going to go to quarterly sales, Command Shift down, and then we're going to hit enter. So the smaller the number, the closely they're related. Okay? Now let's go back here to answers and double check our questions. This is question 3. Okay, yeah, correlation. Now let's finish. What proportion of variability in the quarterly sales explained in the regression model? That's the R squared. So that's right, this one right here. Now here, what is the standard error of the regression? It's right here. Standard error of the regression right here. Now, and here's where our formula takes part in, right? It says, what is the predicted quarterly sales? So if we go back to the formula, they want to know this, right? Let me see if I see it here. What is the predicted quarterly sales for a customer that has an annual income? So we're going to substitute the annual income for the amount that they give us, which is $65,593. And then the site visits, which is going to be 3, right? So we're going to do equal to, what is that? So we're going to start with the coefficient of the intercept, right? So let me move this here and put this a little bit smaller so it's easier. Let me erase that. Click away. Minimize this a little bit. I still have to scroll back and forth. Okay. Okay, so it's going to be equal to the intercept, right? The coefficient of intercept plus what is the annual income that they're giving us. So I'm going to put it in parentheses because we're going to do multiplication. So 65,593 times what? The coefficient of annual income right here. Times this one. Plus what? The site visits, right? So we're going to open another parenthesis, and then we're going to do the site visits, which is 3 times what? The coefficient of site visits right here. And we're going to close it. We're going to hit enter, and it should give us a number. It says, what is the residual of the customer in the previous question, and if his or her quarterly sales equals to this. So it's no more than the amount that we were left off by, right? So we're going to do equal the amount that they're giving us, which is 11,358, minus whatever result we got from the formula below, and we see that we were off by $723. Okay. Determine the p-value in conclusion for the coefficient of annual income using a significance level of 5. The p-value of annual income. If we go back here, we look at annual income. It says p-value right here. And then I'll do the conclusion now. Determine the p-value of the conclusion, the coefficient site visits using a significance. So the coefficient of site visits, p-value, site visits right here. So the rule is that if a p-value is equal to or more than 0.10, it's no longer significant, right? So which means that if the p-value for the annual income is 0.0000, what it means is that it is significant. It has to be more than 0.10 for it not to be significant. This was already predicted here because, like I said, question 1, 2, and 3, I already recorded it only using the screen recording, and that's why these two were here. But we're not looking for quarterly sales. We're looking at how annual income, which is our independent variable, impacts our dependent variable, right? How significant is that independent variable to change that dependent variable, which would be quarterly sales. So in this case, since it's 0.000, it is a significant predictor. And since this one is clearly more than 0.10, it is not significant at all. The site visits going up and down is not as significant as income going up and down, the impact that it'll have on quarterly sales. I'm pretty sure this answers the whole question. Let's go back. Let's look at question 3, and it says all 100%. So this is the end of the question.